Hey, I'm Nathaniel Shields. I organized the collaborative build with Floating Rocks this year. So here we got, this year I brought back my big floating rock.
Very cool. Now, what inspired you to kind of have collaborators come on to contribute to this floating rock island that you have here?
Yeah, I wanted to make it bigger than just one or two of my own builds, and I wanted to inspire other builders to build floating rocks. It's a different kind of building, and just wanted to spark some people's imagination and then bring it all together.
Very cool. Now, describe some of the different builders that we have who have contributed to this collaborative.
Yeah, we have John Matz, Gabe Oldman, and Danny and Ben. I forgot his last name, but
looks like Simon Liu has something over there.
Simon Liu's got a boat in here. Yep.
Ben Paxak right there.
Yeah. My fiance even built one. I brought with me.
That's awesome. And so point out some of the cool features that exist, like this floating rock in particular. What are we looking at?
We're looking at a market. Gabe built this one. It's basically like the center area of the floating islands, and you come in, dock your boat, buy some goods, and take off.
Very cool, very cool. Now, when you're kind of planning out this whole collaborative, do you coordinate everything ahead of time, like who's going to build what, stuff like that?
I can see that being with some builds that need to be specific and oriented in a certain height and stuff, but with this one, I just basically...
Only open-ended, right?
Yeah, open-ended, contacted a bunch of people, said, hey, you want to build a floating rock? It can be whatever you want. We just want to keep it fantasy-themed and just go from there, and then I sent them some ideas here and there, but it was basically all on them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I notice a lot of these floating rocks have different kinds of suspension systems, or I guess stanchions or stands.
Yep.
I see the use of pick-a-brick cups.
Yep.
What inspired that? Like, was that just an epiphany while someone was building?
Well, that was the idea from me. I mean, I'm definitely not the first person to do it, but I wanted to let the other guys know that you could build their floating rock on the cup. That way it was easier for them to get started instead of taking hours and hours of molding a rock around a structure that might not be so easily transportable.
Totally. And this build, I have passed by an innumerable amount of times, and I just stop every time and I kind of look at it, and it just looks like it defies the laws of gravity. How was it building that?
It wasn't that tough. This is my newest one to add to the floating rocks. I built it around the pick-a-brick cup and then kind of molded the rocks around that. And I wanted it to be kind of a small, slender outpost that you could, dock your boat and be more mystical.
It's a beautiful build. Point out a few of your favorite design details.
I definitely love just the way the spire goes up and little details here and there going around it, and the rock work. I'm a big fan of doing the rocks and scenery.
That's awesome. Now, to kind of close us out here, for people looking to build floating rocks of their own, what are some common floating rock building pitfalls that people might fall into if they don't know anything prior?
Basically, you just need to start with some sort of color for the rock. Start with your base, and then after you get your base and layout, then you build the rocks on the base underneath. Don't start with your rocks, because one, you might make it bigger than you thought, and then you've got to rearrange the bricks and basically redo the rock part all over again. So that's one good tip just to get started.
Very cool. Nathaniel, thank you so much for sharing with us. A wonderful collaborative effort here.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.